Hello, today we're going to do a practice for the body and mind, but we're not going to use our wrists. We're going to keep our hands kind of out of this flow, giving them a break. We're going to do some stretching and range of motion to nourish them, but then we're going to allow the rest of our body to help support us up instead of relying just on our hands. So we're going to start with some stretching this morning. We're going to move into the ligaments and tendons of the arm to help really release any tension there. A lot of times the muscles are tight, but also the connective tissue, so we can work into helping to release that a little bit through some different stretching. So go ahead and take your left hand out in front of you, and then you're going to take your right hand and put your fingers in there, and you're going to gently pull back. Being mindful that your shoulders are not up by your ears, but they're nice and relaxed down. And just pulling in gently, as much as you're able to do based on range of motion, but also your comfort level. You don't want to be in pain here, so it should feel like a good, comfortable stretch, but yet nothing painful. Taking about 3 breaths in this position, just inhaling through the nose and gently sighing out through the mouth. And then releasing that, and we'll take our palm down now, taking your right hand over the front and just gently pulling back. So from here, you may feel all of these muscles release. And this could be a very meditative little flow because you're holding for prolonged time. So taking 3 or 4 breaths per stretch allows you to, 1, calm your nervous system, and 2, the messages to get to your brain and back to your hand of what you want your body to do. You want that area to release, relax, and dissolve any tension. Releasing that down. Let's take our right hand forward now. Left hand comes under and gently pulling. And again, taking those breaths. While we're seated here, you could also close your eyes. Taking that sense away of your sight allows you to really be aware and feel the stretch in the body versus using the eyes almost as a distraction. And then releasing and taking that hand down, left hand comes across, gently pulling in. Now, as you go through yoga postures, you may notice that some are more difficult than others, especially if you're using your hands. Go ahead and release that. We're just going to make circles now. And so when you're in the position, sometimes it's the flexibility of the joint, the ligaments, the tendons, the muscle that is restricting you from doing the posture. Switch directions. And so once I learned that, I realized that the postures were something that I could do, not based on I was strong enough to do them, I just didn't have the flexibility to do them in that joint. So that was quite interesting kind of realization I came across, and it kind of guided me then on what I needed to focus on in my practice. Okay, so we did some stretching back and forth. Now we are going to take our palms and we're going to bring them on the floor. This is one of the only times our hands are going to be on the floor today. And we're not really weight bearing because I don't want you pressing into the earth, but we're mostly focusing on that range of motion in the wrist. So my hands are in front of me and I'm just going to start leaning forward. I'm not pressing a lot of weight into the floor, but I just want you to hinge forward. I'll turn sideways so you can see. So my shoulder starts over my wrist, but then I'm going to lean forward more, allowing this part of the hand and the forearm to really stretch. So closing my eyes and allowing the body to go as far as it can. If there is pain, back off. And you could also pop on your fingertips a little bit and do the same thing if there's way too much pain. Should feel good though. It should feel like a nice stretch along the top of that, or the bottom of that hand. Okay, we're going to move forward here. So as you're stretching it, you're splaying those fingers out, really being able to stretch that whole hand. So now we're going to take our hands and we're going to turn them this way, so fingertips down. And we're going to set them down. This may be way too intense, and if it is, no problem. You can do fingertips out to the side. We'll do that one in a second. If it is too much, you can just take a break for this one or just do fingertips to the side, or you can do this again. We're going to take the wrists so they're facing away from you. And as you're leaning forward here, this is where it's more relaxed. And then as you start to bring your body weight back a little bit, you'll notice when that stretch really kicks in and tells you when, okay, I'm done, I've hit my edge. And if that's the case, just sit there. We're going to pause, take about 4 breaths, and then you can come out of it. So glancing down at your mat, allowing the breath to easily flow in and out. And you may be reaching back with your body weight, and then you can take a little break, rocking forward. That's totally fine. Just very gentle and intentional movements here. We don't want anything sharp or jarring. Releasing, come back to the forward here. So let's shake our hands out now. Shake your wrists out. Kind of get some blood flowing again. We're going to take our fingers and clasp, and I like to call this one the wave. And we're just going to move in this direction, almost as if there's a wave happening. And now the tricky part is to switch directions. So it kind of has to do with being right-handed, left-handed, which side is easier. And we'll shake those out again. Now we're going to take each digit one by one to stretch. So let's do another little comforting press down. And then here. We're going to take our left hand facing down. Our right hand's going to come underneath, and we're just going to gently grab onto that thumb. You may not feel a lot of stretching. We're just creating a little bit more range of motion in this thumb joint. And then from here, we go right to the index finger, and we're just gently pulling, seeing what's available to us in that hand. And we're going to go through each digit on each hand, and you may notice a different flexibility in your right hand versus your left hand. And that's just normal because if you're right-handed, you're going to be using your right hand a little bit more. And let's switch to the ring finger. Being mindful, being gentle here. And knowing if you have any type of carpal tunnel or arthritis, this may not feel great, and just don't do them. Let's find something else that works for you. But getting that blood flowing is exactly what you want. And the other thing too is you can kind of go through this, watch it, and see which one you can do, which one you can't, and just take those with you and kind of leave the rest. We'll take our right hand down, go ahead and pull on that thumb gently, finding some stretching. Trying not to let those fingers curl up like mine just did. Trying to keep them long. And we'll switch to the index finger. Naturally, they do want to do that. And so trying to fight that natural instinct, allowing your hand to still stretch. Moving to the middle finger. Keeping those shoulders down away from your ears. We tend to want to let them crawl up. And then ring finger. And little finger. Shake those out. We're going to do one more arm hand exercise. We'll go back to the floor, and then we will kind of just do a little massage, which would be nice. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to place our hands out, and we're going to press as if we're pressing 2 walls away. So shoulder blades are down, shoulders gently hugging your spine, pressing your palms away. You may feel this all the way from your armpit to the tips of your fingers, and that's completely normal. Now we'll take our digits down and wrap the thumb around. So we have a hinge here at the elbow, and now we're just going to kind of flip it down, almost as if we're trying to get this part of our hand to touch our forearm. Should feel really nice across the top of the hand, really stretching that area out. And now we'll release our digits. And then back up. Bringing them back in, flipping them around. And then down one more time. And releasing. Kind of shaking that out, maybe your shoulders, do a few shoulder rolls. Okay, so we're going to take our hands this time. We didn't do out, so we're going to come, I'm going to stay this way so you can see what I'm doing with my shoulder girdle here. So our shoulders are right over our wrists, fingertips are pointing out, and you're just going to gently rock side to side. So the closer your hands are, the more of a stretch there's going to be. The further away, you kind of have to rock even more to get that stretch. So you pick what feels good for you. You don't want to be in too close because then you're really kind of compressing or compromising the shoulder girdle. So I would say at least 6 to 7 inches away. And then just rocking side to side, getting into that wrist joint. And then gently tucking fingers towards your knees, keeping everything pretty close. I'll turn sideways again. And just rocking back. A nice passive stretch. And releasing, shaking those out. The last thing that we're going to do is we're going to kind of massage our wrists here. So you're just going to take your right hand on your left wrist, and we're just going to kind of squeeze and release. Just up and down that forearm. We really stretched all those muscles. I don't know if I've ever had a forearm massage, but this feels really good. This is a nice little self-care also, just taking some time for yourself, nurturing yourself, giving your body what it needs. So we're just going to kind of go up and down this left forearm. And now this time we're going to come along the sides and kind of do the same thing. Just kind of a squeeze and a release, almost as if we're kneading those muscles. And then we're going to go right into that hand. So I'm at this heel of my hand, and I'm just going to go down to my thumb. And the same with my ring finger. Just down each digit, working in that hand. And then this kind of little valley here between the thumb and the first finger. Lots of acupressure points in the hand, one especially here. So the nice thing with kind of doing this hand massage is you've worked all the acupressure points in the body. So you're hitting everything in terms of nervous system. And a lot of times I like to take an oil and use an oil for this. So Aroma Touch is a great oil. Balance is a great oil. Frankincense, cedarwood. And then just kind of shake that out a little bit with those fingers. Moving on to the next wrist here. We're going to start by just the front and back. Kind of squeezing, releasing, squeezing, releasing. And just think during the day, all the times you're using your hands. When you do that, you're also using your entire forearm. Because those tendons and ligaments, almost like a little puzzle, and everything's kind of meshed or intertwined. And The thumb is going to affect a joint, a ligament, and a muscle in your forearm, and the same with the rest of your fingers. So just making our way up and down this nice forearm massage. When we come back to our wrist here, we're going to take it along the sides and squeezing in and out. And down and up one more time. And then we'll move to the palm. Starting here at the heel of the hand, massaging down, the middle finger. And then pause if you notice a spot that's congested, tight, or you're feeling almost as if a notch or a really tense muscle, and just kind of work in that area and massage it. Your body's telling you something. It's kind of a message being sent to your mind or sent to you from that muscle or that area that needs some extra love, some extra massaging. There's some tension. And some of it could be emotional, not all physical. So it's pretty amazing how the body stores things. And then getting in that valley there. And releasing, shaking those out. Taking your hands along your side, inhaling up. Hands come to heart center. Bringing your hands down to heart center and just dropping your chin slightly. Pausing for a moment with your eyes closed and just noticing how it feels to have all 10 fingers touching, the palms of your hands touching. You may feel a warmth between your hands. You've created some energy by massaging. Namaste. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you again here on your mat soon.